XQC is like Jekyll and Hyde.
It's just not really my thing.
Bro, this is a nice white man.
XQC crashed the out in this video, bro.
One person I absolutely adore talking about on this channel is MrBeast. Why? Do I care about any of the topics? No, but they usually perform well. And in YouTube Studio, if you get a 1 out of 10, there's some really nice confetti. You know, it's like, congratulations, you got a banger. And then 10 out of 10, they recently added an update with a noose and a chair. I'm not going to show any proof of that. You just need to take my word for it. So the MrBeast, Mr. Teeth situation is sad, crazy, insane, and he's done what he always does best, giving money away. Now, Mr. Teeth has done some amazing philanthropy work, you know, giving away to charities, building homes, raising an insane amount of money, but then he's also gave money away to people that definitely do not deserve it. Like, for example, in this situation where he has placed 50 of the biggest streamers in a cube, and the last person to leave gets $1 million. Now, first of all, we have to talk about the fallen soldiers that could not turn up to the event, like, for example, Asmongold, who was invited but declined by raising his eyebrows slightly and saying it's not really his thing.
Did you get invited to Beast Games? I did. I got invited to go. I was apparently, like, as far as I know, I was one of the first people that got invited. And I told Jimmy, I was like, I don't want to go and do this, right? I mean, like, it's not really my thing. It wouldn't be fair. Well, I'm just not really, I'm not a collaborator, right? I'm not a collaborator. I don't like doing videos, etc. It's just not really my thing.
Now, I did tell a little bit of a lie at the start. MrBeast wasn't giving the $1 million away to, you know, YouTubers, streamers, because they are already disgustingly rich and have way too much money than they know what to do with. So there was an example of another streamer, Stable Ronaldo, who was apparently the first person to get booted out, and he did this on purpose as soon as he realized the $1 million wasn't going to him, but it was going to his chat.
I am currently the first person to get eliminated from MrBeast event. I took a PJ back home. Elrons, bro, I didn't win the money, bro. I didn't win the money. I was like, bro, I'm ready to win this $1 million. And they go, win the $1 million? They go, this is for your chat. I eliminated myself instantly. And
then there was just some really awkward situations. I think what a lot of people get confused about is how streamers can appear so confident on camera, and then when they're publicly mingling, they just come across as really cringe and awkward. The thing is, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Most streamers are incredibly awkward, right? They're introverts, they're nerds. You kind of need to be a little bit terminally online to be able to garner such a following and get the whole kind of internet lingo. But people don't understand that when streamers are streaming, they're usually performing, right? And then translating it into interacting in public, it can be quite difficult. A great example is Clavicular. He appears incredibly confident in public, getting into all these like scuffles and stuff, but he literally admits that he is blasting drugs to get himself so high that he doesn't overthink social situations in his head. It's the exact reason why so many people drink alcohol, but with Clavicular, it's just meth instead.
I am on GABA. It's a drug that significantly reduces something called GABA, which is linked to anxiety. This is insane.
But there was a very awkward situation here. You had Neon. Again, I have no idea how he was invited to this event. And then MrBeast goes up to him and says in the most blunt way possible, dude, why are you not talking to anyone?
Wait, why aren't you mingling with everyone?
No, I already did. I already had a
Yeah.
some beef.
Oh, you had some beef? Okay. Hey, we're trying to have fun here.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, finger promise, no beef. Hell yeah.
Shout out to everyone.
Yes, sir.
And then another streamer, Your Rage, said that he spoke to Rakai inside of the MrBeast cube. If you know Rakai, he's the guy that was, you know, reading, he was trying to read a book as a bit like Kai Cenat, and he looks like he's about to eat the book.
That my entry point into my mystique of sneakers, not the object.
And then he also dressed up as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And people are so confused if he said either the most intelligent thing mankind has ever thought of or conceived, or it's just complete nonsense.
Put on your mom life. When you click on something, you said, oh, that's Rakai. Put on your mom life.
So Your Rage met Rakai inside of the cube and even said, no, he's not doing a bit. Like, in real life, he is just a dumbass.
And yes, it is not clip farming. That is that stupid. I ain't even gonna care. Like, he's like, but it's like, I feel like he needs like a big brother living with him or something to teach him shit or some shit. Like, there's a lot of shit he just don't know. I'm sitting there like,
you're basically implying that he needs a carer, man.
Like, dead ass, those times I feel like I'm teaching this shit. shit. I'm sitting there like talking to him and teaching him shit. I'm like, yo, blah, 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 blah. He's like, what? I'm like, what? He's like, huh?
Now, according to Neon, who is obviously a very reliable, trustworthy source of information, he claimed that XQC was actually crashing out in the cube for having beef with half the people in the room, with most of it being cut because it wouldn't actually fly with how family-friendly MrBeast is. MrBeast is very family-friendly, apart from the time he told XQC directly to kill himself.
Y'all aren't gonna see it in the video because MrBeast said he's taking it out. Yo, bro. XQC crashed the fuck out in this video, bro. He don't care, bro. He was shit talking everyone, bro. He had beef with half the people there. He was just shit talking. I think he got into it with DDG. He literally said to DDG, he was like, no one watches you, no one listens to your music fucking sucks, like to his face. And then they were going back and forth.
Do you like Feastables?
No.
Kill yourself.
There was also a clip of Ludwig recently talking about how XQC acts. And obviously Ludwig has had problems with XQC for quite a while. Like, for example, flaking his stream events. Also, Ludwig kind of pocket watching XQC a little bit when, you know, he got that huge kick contract.
XQC is so rich now. He was rich before, but like rich in the way I understand it. Now he is rich in a way that I no longer understand. It is beyond my understanding of wealth.
But he basically said that XQC is a completely different person, IRL. He's actually, you know, pretty friendly, but then basically said that his brain is so fried off of content, he views, you know, every interaction as views.
XQC is like Jekyll and Hyde, because who XQC is on stream is like a really brash person who can talk like off cuff, like incredibly negatively about people, like people he knows in real life. Like he says actually some really like mean shit. And then you meet him in real life and he treats the person who was online saying those mean things as a different person. And he's like really sweet in real life. But I think his brain is so corrupt, he views it all as content and not legitimate.
You also had another streamer, DDG, and he basically said that he wanted to be polite and respectful for being invited to the MrBeast video. And if a fight broke out with XQC, he wouldn't be worried about losing the fight. He'd be worried about being sued if he did.
I'm here just to have a good time. I'm just happy to be here. I'm not finna press XQC and try to fight with him in front of all these streamers and all these corporate people and MrBeast and all of this and come in here and be ghetto. I'm professional when I need to be professional. XQC is obviously not in my liking. He's not my friend. He hates on me for no reason. I don't talk about him. Prior to him talking about me, I've never spoken about this man. But he gets on there and he called me a view botter. He say DDG this and your music sucks and blah, 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 blah. But in person, he want to shoot a basketball around me with his feet out, with his toes out. So I'm like, bro, this is a nice white man. He don't want no smoke. He's scared to even look me in the eyes. So that's why I said what I said. I'm like, bro, like, what do I look like whooping XQC ass, man? Even if that was the case, if it was that deep to me, he gonna sue me so goddamn hard. It ain't gonna be no fight. It's gonna be a lawsuit.
So this MrBeast video apparently comes out on the 4th of April. So it will be a bit of time before we actually know what happened. Like, for example, if the XQC crash out is even left in at all. Now, the grand Jim Carrey conspiracy. I know I'm very late to this one. Critical and Dolan already slurped it up. But I'm allowed to talk about this because he's been in some of my favorite films, like A Series of Unfortunate Events and Bruce Almighty. There was also this small film he was in called The Truman Show. I heard it was pretty mid. And most notably, recently, he has been Dr. Eggman in the Sonic films. Kill yourself for writing that in. I'm not even joking. Find a chair, find a rope, put them in the inventory and craft them and see what happens. Yo, fuck it. I'm not paying you anymore. I'm not paying you anymore. So Jim Carrey, whenever he has a red carpet event, he always acts quite estranged. Like, for example, he blasted this absolute truth nuke that nothing even matters anymore.
There's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join. and here I am.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter.
And obviously, he's always been a very exaggerated character. I mean, you know, some of his outtakes have actually been used in films because they've just seemed so genuine. He's so good at playing a character. Again, that film I mentioned earlier, Lemony Snicket, he forgets his lines, asks someone for his lines, and it just looks like he's doing a bit in the film, so they kept it in, even though it was genuinely him breaking character.
Our parents just died.
Oh, yes, of course. How very, very awful. Wait. Let me do that one more time. Give me the line again. Quickly, while it's fresh in my mind.
Our parents just died?
So recently, he's been sparking a lot of debate because he recently appeared at the Caesar Award show. And this clip, he looks and sounds a little bit different because usually at most events, he's making a big speech or some kind of a semi-crash out. But here, he's basically acting completely neutered.
You know, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, you know, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead.
Maybe he's just happy. No one ever thought of that. Maybe he's just happy. It's like we're all so fucking anxious and depressed now. It's like, wait, this guy's happy? No, he's been body doubled. And there's also a clip of him from 4 months ago, and there's an image comparing his face then and now. And then, of course, the conspiracy theories started to roll in, saying that he was replaced by a doppelganger, mostly because when he would do red carpet events, he would be incredibly outspoken. And then these conspiracy theories felt probably vindicated when Alexis Stone came out basically saying they were using a Jim Carrey face mask, which would be a funny image if it obviously wasn't AI. And to be fair, Alexis Stone has done amazing prosthetics in the past looking like other celebrities. The most notable one I can think of was Jack Nicholson. But unfortunately, the nail in the coffin arrived firm and hard. So Jim Carrey's publicist basically came out shutting down all the rumors saying, no, it actually was him that attended the event. Obviously, this did nothing for the conspiracy theories. They probably just thought that the government elite are trying to shut it all down, despite the fact that everyone will forget about this within like 5 days. So what do I think? I think he looked in the mirror one day, realized that he hit the wall, and spent a lot of money getting an insane amount of Botox done. Again, you can get plastic surgery and it can go well, but it can also kind of turn into its own addiction where you get it more and more and more, and you start off ending up like the Bogdanov twins.
This thing has been sitting here for almost 2 years.
McDonald's! I love McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. I think it's absolute slop, but I commission a lot of art where my character is eating McDonald's. So McDonald's has an account where their CEO tries and tastes certain products that come out on their line. Like for example, the new Big Arch. What the fuck is that, by the way? That's just a Big Mac without like the bun in the middle. What? They add or remove a single ingredient and then they just call it something else. Like, how do people keep falling for this? This is worse than the Travis Scott meal. What was the selling point of that again? It was just like it was just like chicken nuggets and a Sprite. I've just realized I've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. I got the Travis Scott meal entirely wrong. There is a Sprite, but it was actually a quarter pounder and medium fries. Again, a very regular order that people would normally have, and now it's been dubbed the Travis Scott meal for some reason. I'm not going to go on a whole rant about fast food. Again, it's like food and it's fast. It's probably not that healthy for you, but again, it's convenient. And I definitely rate someone that eats junk food from time to time, as opposed to those influencers that tell you if you're not eating a grass-fed steak, avocado, and fried eggs off a wooden cutting board, you've got a serious issue. Also, I know this isn't really related, but that trend of influencers that wait outside restaurants to grab people and then offer them money for a healthier choice, they need to die. Like, unironically, their entire business is doing a health grift so they can then sell you some kind of like supplement pill or something. Hey, excuse me, overworked father of 4. Would you like to not get KFC? And then you can actually, let's go get something healthy. And then I'm going to frame it that if you say no, you don't want to make a lifestyle choice right now, you're going to be labeled in the comment section as a lazy fat person. So the Big Arch meal is, again, just, it's the same thing. thing. They basically just added an ingredient. But the problem with the CEO consuming this delicious big arch is you can tell he does not give a shit about the product. And he also says the word product a lot, you know, just classic CEO relatability dialogue.
I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know.
One thing you'll notice about CEOs as well is when they're the CEO of a huge pre-established company, it's usually nepotism. There used to be a CEO of a possibly completely unrelated company, but because they're a CEO there, they can be then swapped around to other companies without having to get someone to work through the ranks. Again, it is just nepotism. And this guy gives off that energy because trying to be relatable here, it is just painful. Also, at one point, he takes one of the smallest bites imaginable, probably because he knows that McDonald's is absolute slop.
I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch.
I'm going to be honest here. That depressed German suicidal man in Breaking Bad that was like dipping in chicken nuggets and eating them before then killing himself. He probably had more enthusiasm in testing his product than this McDonald's CEO.
That is so good. I have here the Samurai McSpicy. So I'm going to bite in and then give you my review.
What? See, that's an okay bite. If you're like a 5-year-old child when they first get teeth biting into something, that's actually okay. I don't want to be mean here, but why was the bite? The bite looked huge, but the actual amount he took out is so small. That's like the Rick and Morty little bits gag where people have like really small mouths, so they're given like really small food.
Is your mouth tiny and small? Then why don't you come down a little bits? Eat some shit, you stupid bitch. Just kidding.
Samurai McSpicy from Thailand, thumbs up.
Well, I mean, the CEO of his own company would not say the food's bad. Also, he definitely panic called his PT and was like, I'm going to have some trans fats today. Maybe some MSG. I don't know what to do.
So anyway, we're going to give this a try. Going to take one of these things out. First, you got to just admire how this thing looks. Check that bad boy out. It looks like a chip. It's an amazing combination. So let's take a bite in this. And
I mean, it can't be that bad because it looks like McCoy's. If anyone doesn't know what McCoy's are, they are absolutely goated crisps. That is the reason why when I was younger, I was such a fat bastard.
So good. The crunch, you can hear me. It's kind of loud, but
I thought he was going to say, the product. It's producting.
4 different sauces.
He's actually recreating the Breaking Bad bit. This is a cry for help.
Let's take a crisp cut chip with ranch. Who's for ranch?
Okay, I don't want to like anger all the Americans watching, which is most of you. I fucking hate ranch. I think it's just absolutely disgusting. It's mayonnaise and sour cream seasoned with garlic. Ugh. Well, as soon as you said mayo, I'm checking out.
I like it. I'm not a big ranch guy though, I got to admit.
Just says that afterwards. The PT said to him, okay, you do not understand how many calories are in mayonnaise. Son, you do not take more than a quarter of a teaspoon in your mouth.
Next one, spicy buffalo.
Okay, this one's usually good. This sauce is usually very good.
Not sure if I can handle the heat.
Dude, you're making white people look so bad right now. Come on. You think he has nightmares of like Tabasco bottles?
Ooh, that is spicy. Finally, we're gonna do a barbecue. Probably like barbecue.
Probably like product. Probably like product.
Barbecue is the best. The new McCrispy strips in the US. These things are so good.
Is this the chicken select in the UK? Because these are actually like goated.
Take a look at one of these beauties.
They just already look so artificially colored.
So
the chicken select looked more pale and sad, but you could tell it had way less ingredients because of that.
Take a look at one of these beauties. They are coated with a crispy golden brown breading. And I absolutely love the size. The size is fantastic.
It looks like a fucking dino nugget. How is he taking any of this seriously?
You should order 6. By the way, as some of you know, once you have a
or 7, okay.
It's back. You know what I'm talking about. You've been asking for it for years and years. Bring back the snack wrap. Very easy to hold in your hand.
I don't understand this cope of like having something that's easy to hold in your hand. You just remind me of those people that can't open bottles of Soylent, so they have to buy like an adapter to be able to hold it properly.
It was 100% worth it. The anticipation that's been building when you actually bite into this, incredible.
Okay, if you're getting hyped to eat a McDonald's wrap, I think you need to like seek professional help. Like genuinely nothing is going on in your life or you have just lost the will to live entirely. It's so out of touch, man. Yeah, TikTok on desktop is really good actually. I give up.
All women are
queen. Everyone knows that Twitch is an amazing live streaming platform, and most importantly, they love women. So much so that to celebrate International Women's Day, they've set up an event around the game Overcooked 2, a game which is about cooking on International Women's Day. Do you see how this probably isn't the best idea? And looking at the quotes and replies, this has definitely aged incredibly well. A cooking game, you can't make this up. Nothing shows how tone deaf Twitch has become in celebrating Women's Day and only showing a cooking game. There's also this tweet that's in Spanish. I don't know what it says. I don't know Spanish. I know there's a translate post button, but like I gotta drag my mouse up a bit and I can't be asked. You also had this person who was actually part of the Women's Guild, and they came out and said how they were given a selection of games to pick from the event. There was Claire Obscure, Hollow Knight, Ultimate Chicken Horse, Overcooked 2. Now, with very limited choices, to be fair, it does seem that Overcooked was the best choice in terms of like, you know, a party group event. That is until they bring out the seamless co-op mod for Hollow Knight. Apparently, they were allowed other options for games, but their choices were very limited on what they were allowed. So take that as you will. Now, even though this doesn't really seem to be Twitch's fault, I'm still going to put it as one of the titles for the video because I like money. And one final update, because I like to end the video on a positive note, a piece of good news. Highguard is going offline March 12th. This was tweeted out by Jeff Keighley, probably sobbing into his keyboard.